Afternoon, villagers. This is Arnie. You're watching Pepper Tree Villa, specifically the Daily Dose of Disney, or PTV3D. How are you doing? I'm having a great day, actually. It's been a very interesting one. Mike Wheeler. Hello, Captain Akron. How you doing, Ryan? Hope you're having a great day. Um, you know, what a wild day for the Disney company. Hi, T. Marie. How are you doing? Um, I'm going to go ahead and discuss the elephant in the room first here, and we're not talking about Dumbo. We are talking about breaking news. Hello, Pam's fam. Great to see you. Um, Bob Chapek. Wow. Bob Chapek. Let's see. First there was Walt. Then there was Roy. Then we had Don Tatum. Then Card Walker. Then Ron Miller. Then Michael Eisner. Then Bob Iger. Bob Chapek is officially the 8th Chief Executive Officer of the Walt Disney Company. Current Chief Bob Iger will assume the role of Executive Chairman and direct the company's creative endeavors while leading the board and providing the full benefit of his experience, leadership, and guidance to ensure a smooth and successful transition through the end of his contract on December 31st, 2021. Hello, Dances with Goofy. Chapek has been chairman of the Parks, Experience, and Products Unit up until this point. Lady Jamers, hello there. How are you? Mar, hello. And Carlos, great to see you. So yeah, he is the new head of the Disney Company. He's the CEO. A new head of the Disney Parks, Experience, and Products will be named at another time. And this is a quote from Bob Iger. It says, with the successful launch of Disney's direct-to-consumer businesses and the integration of 20th Century Fox well underway, I believe that this is the optimal time to transition to a new CEO. So it is now Bob Chapek. I'm taking a wait and see on this change. A lot of people are in a dither about this. It is huge news. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it. I'm sure in the days ahead we will see many a video about comparing Bob Iger to Bob Chapek, or what Ben has been calling the changing of the Bobs. So we'll just call it that, changing of the Bobs. In the meantime, everyone, let's get started on history here. That's why you're here. It's the Daily Dose. But of course, Daily Dose also includes new news. So that was what I was covering today. So, yeah, you know what, that corona thing, yeah, they have to deal with that in Asia. So the parks in Hong Kong and Shanghai and Tokyo is actually dealing with it too. They've got their own methodology with how to handle this, but I'm not sure how the other parks in Asia are going to handle the current COVID-19 issue. I know Shanghai is shut down. I haven't heard anything more about that though. So I've got to do some research myself to find out what's going on with that. So, February 25th, some 304 days until Christmas. It is, on this one, 1956. So February 25th, 1956, the Mouseketeers. Yeah, the Mouseketeers are a thing at that point. Yep. They're performing live. They performed live in Yuba City on this day. Yuba City is a town northeast of us right here in the Bay Area. And they did a show at the Yuba City High School. It was a late Christmas gift for all the kids in the town. Hey, Danny, how are you? Danny, just so that I know, World of Randomness, it's happening tonight on which channel? Is it going to be on yours, or is it going to be Tony, or is it going to be both of you sharing the responsibility of that? Let me know. Yeah, so there was a flood that devastated the town of Yuba City. So they did it as a kind of a way to help. Okay, thank you, Danny. It was a way for them to help bring some joy to the world of the kids in Yuba City in Northern California. So the Mouseketeers performed live on this day in Yuba City. 1981, Walt Disney Productions and CBS come to an agreement. Disney wants to change where they're showing The Wonderful World of Disney, and it's official. They make an agreement with CBS. They're going to move The World of Disney to CBS. So it started on ABC, went to NBC for over a decade, almost 2 decades, I guess, and then it changed to CBS. So it went full cycle, all 3 networks up to that point. 1999, kind of interesting news. 21 years ago today, Disney replaced Bob Iger at the helm of ABC with Steve Bornstein, and they named Iger as the president of Walt Disney International and the business unit that oversees all of Disney's international operations, as well as being chairman of the ABC Group. So yeah, 21 years ago, Bob Iger had a significant move in his career, moving from ABC to Disney. Of course, ABC was already owned by Disney at that point, but they saw the potential of growth there, and so they put Bob Iger in charge of the international operations, pretty much to start grooming him to take over as CEO, which happened later on, of course, 2005, 2006, and that time. Oh, hello, Cynthia. Good to have you here. In 2000, on this day, the first preview of a new show on Broadway started. Which show was it? It wasn't Beauty and the Beast. It was not Lion King. This one was Aida, the pop opera, which was written by Tim Rice and Elton John. And it officially opened in March, but they started their previews on this day, February 25th, in the year 2000. And in 2005, now you see, if Dougie of Walter Grounds were here, he'd kind of be interested in this just by name alone on this particular topic. On 2005, on this day, Disney sold the Mighty Ducks. And remember, the Mighty Ducks were a real hockey team at that time, not the Anaheim Ducks. They were actually called the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. They played at the Pond, which is about 2 miles away from Disneyland. It used to be called the Arrowhead Pond, but now it's the Honda Center. Quack, quack, quack. Yep, the Mighty Ducks. The team was originally founded by the Disney Company as the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, and they took the name from the 1992 film of the same name, starring Emilio Estevez. But the team was sold to Henry and Susan Samueli, and they changed the name of the team to the Anaheim Ducks. So they got rid of the Mighty thing and just changed it to the Anaheim Ducks before the beginning of the season in 2006, 2007. Hi, Noah. Thank you for joining. And in 2008, who's to say that fandom doesn't pay off in this case? Hello, Martine. Good to see you. Who's to say that fandom doesn't pay off? But in this case, it did. In 2008, for their 10th anniversary, Doombuggies.com actually had an official event at Disneyland. It was a little bash they did. They had something for attendees only at this thing. Jonathan Chong, thank you for joining the stream. They had a dinner and a program at the Blue Bayou in New Orleans Square. For those of you that don't know, the Blue Bayou is a restaurant that sits on the shore of the lagoon where the boats for Pirates of the Caribbean go through. So when you're floating through Pirates of the Caribbean, you see this restaurant, the Blue Bayou. It's a beautiful setting. Perpetual nighttime inside the building. It's great. Just a fantastic setting for a restaurant. But they had this special event, and Disney legends were there, including Ex Atencio and Bob Gurr. They had an after hours ride on the Haunted Mansion, exclusively for what they called the Swinging Wake attendees. And it took place after the public left the park that day. That was on February 25th, 2008. And then 10 years ago on this day, 2010, the live-action film Alice in Wonderland. Of course, that one is directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp. Great film. I really liked it. It had its premiere in London at the Odeon and Leicester Square. So, yeah, Alice in Wonderland premiered in London. Not the first thing to happen in London like that for Disney. Disney did a lot of British content, so they they had the premiere for Alice in Wonderland on this day. And then in 2012, Walt Disney Imagineering and cast members did something. If you saw the picture that I posted on Instagram and Twitter, the thumbnail for this particular video, that's Buena Vista Street at Disney California Adventure. That Christmas picture is actually really nice. It's from 2012. I really like that picture. So I went ahead and posted that because on this day, before the opening of Buena Vista Street and Cars Land in 2012, Disney cast members and Walt Disney Imagineering took some things from Disney California Park and they buried it in a time capsule on this day. And it's not going to be open for another, as of that time, another 25 years. So it's going to be another, let me see if I can do the math the right way. It is another 17 years before they will open that time capsule. It's about the same, a couple years after a time capsule is going to be opened. Is it Disneyland? No, that one's going to be opened in, they buried it in 1995 and 2035. So 2 years before this one is opened, they're going to open the time capsule at Disneyland. I remember one specific item in that time capsule was a menu from the Monorail Cafe at the hotel before it was closed down and torn down so that they could remodel everything. Yeah, I'm going to make sure to see it too, Doug. I might be old and crusty, but I will be there in 2037 in 17 years to see the opening of this time capsule. I definitely do not want to miss that. So that's a lot going on. Hey, Mar in Memphis, thank you for being, I think I said hi to you, but thank you for being here, Mar. So, thank you, moderators, for everything you do for us. Anyone with a blue wrench there, we really do rely on you to help keep the chat going. Thank you so much. And also our support channels, Two Real Geeks, More Sunshine Please, D&G Explorers, Rob Fuzz, and the Orlando Guy. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. Support channels, we really, hey, there's one of them right there, Richard, the Orlando Guy. Thank you for being here, Richard. Yeah, so he's one of our support channels, so thank you so much, Richard. Coming up tonight on the Disney YouTube network, if she's still planning on doing it, Amy with AJC Magic TV. She has a weekly show scheduled according to Dean of thelifeplace.com. Yeah, I'll be mentioning Dean in just a bit as well. But AJC has a program that she's scheduled on thelifeplace.com. Dean does a great job of hosting all of our channels. Over 70, I think maybe it's over 80 channels now that are hosted there, where they advertise their weekly shows for live streaming on YouTube. We're included on that. PTV Live, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Monday nights. So AJC, Magic TV at 6:30. All times are Eastern, by the way. 7:30, Mr. Jim himself, More Sunshine Please, will do his Disney talk. In this case, he's doing a Fat Tuesday celebration, being that it is Mardi Gras. I don't have my beads on, but still doesn't change the fact that it's Mardi Gras. So things are hopping right now. Shrove Tuesday in New Orleans, I'm sure, is absolutely wild right now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mike. That's right. Zip is doing it at 6:30. So, okay. Then at 8 p.m., we have Mouse Talk, Disanity. Yeah. Walt and Melissa will be doing their weekly show at 8 o'clock. At 9:30 tonight, we have two shows going on tonight at 9:30. First, we have our regular show every week, Two Real Geeks and Tony of Phantasmic Chronicles. They're doing their World of Randomness, where they let the chat on the stream dictate the topic for the evening. So if you have anything you want specifically to discuss, run to their channel at 9:30 tonight and just mention it in the stream. They will start talking about it. Some of those streams can go on for 3 hours. I've seen it happen. So I think, yes, Noah, we did hear about Bob Chapek. Ben has started referring to it as the changing of the Bobs. So that's our official name for this particular situation at the Walt Disney Company. I understand that the stock took a dump at Disney. I don't know how true that is. I don't know what's going on there, but I know that the stock price was bad yesterday for the whole stock exchange. But let's see what happened. Bob's your uncle has new meaning. Very cute. So yeah, the World of Randomness tonight on Phantasmic Chronicles. Check that out. And also at 9:30, The Live Place. We're going to see a couple of other of our support channels. Actually, to be specific, 3 of our support channels will be on tonight on the Live Place channel. They're going to be discussing their new show, The Fifth Gate. Once a month, Dean puts out this show where they're talking about the fifth gate. What's that mean? They're talking about a fifth park that might be open at Walt Disney World in the future. So they're hypothesizing what it could possibly be, what they would build, how they would do it, what they would include, and what they would not include. Oh, thank you, Noah. See that there right now? Spaceship Earth is going to close on May 26th for the multiple month refurbishment. Could be multiple years. Let's see how long it takes. So also, again, just to recap, 6:30, Zip is on. 7:30, Jim of More Sunshine Please. 8 p.m., Walt and Melissa on Mouse Talk. 9:30 is the Phantasmic Chronicles. That's going to be the World of Randomness with Tony and Danny of Two Real Geeks. And then also the Live Place with Dean, where they're talking about the fifth gates. It's going to be Dean, Rob Fuzz, Derek of D&G Explorers, Road Trip Dave, and Jim of More Sunshine Please. Interesting night tonight on YouTube. In the meantime, I got to get back to my desk and finish off some work so I can get home. Everyone, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you for dropping that. That link right there, shop.spreadshirt.com. Yeah, that's where we have our t-shirts, our mugs, our bags, our hats. Shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla. Get your Lofi merchandise while it's still there. And then also the merchandise for I Want My PTV. Lofi merchandise won't be there much longer, but the I Want My PTV will be there. And then we will be adding some more merchandise to it as Doug completes some designs for some t-shirts. And believe me, you're going to want these t-shirts. They're pretty darn cool. I think so, anyway. Cynthia, thank you so much. I Want My PTV. That's how I feel about it too. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. I'll be back tomorrow with another one as well at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful show for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye, everyone.